Guys, have you had a chance to try out Darkrai yet in Regulation J? That's just what we're doing today with this That's a +1 team. So let's talk about that as we get into this. Darkrai, obviously Dark Void, super dangerous, super tricky to deal with. But we got that Sash, we don't need Gravity. We hit our Dark Voids or we don't. We got Dark Pulse, we got Ice Beam. It's a really cool, aggressive Darkrai set, just like how I like to play it. And we got the big Talonflame Amoonguss Terapagos core with the Flutter Chi-Yu that just won Worlds. So we are up against Cali Shadow and a Miraidon. That said, Flutter Chi-Yu's kind of good into this. Incineroar is a bully. What Terra are we on? We are Fire Terra. We are super aggro Chi-Yu. Alright, so what I'm thinking, we get the speed, right? We go Talonflame. We can bring this Darkrai. You have to respect Snarl. You have to respect a lot of things. Either way, we bring this Darkrai up front. I think we might just bring like Chi-Yu Flutter in the back. Like Terapagos is good, but those two, since they don't really have like speed control, those two can just kind of sweep it out in the end. So guys, if you want to see more Regulation J content as we get into these battles, if you have not yet, please drop a sub. Alright, big Talon Darkrai. We could, now see, here's the thing. We could upper hand this Incineroar to stop the fake out. However, I think that getting Tailwind up is much more important than this Darkrai not getting fake outed. Even though we do have Ghost Terra. So we have Fire Terra. I'm assuming Flutter is what Fairy? Yeah, Flutter's Fairy. Ooh. We're gonna be faster and everything. I kinda just wanna rip the Ghost Terra immediately. I think we just Tailwind. We Ghost Terra. No, we'll just Protect. We'll save our Terra. We'll just drop a Protect. We'll play Standard. There's the fake out on the Darkrai. Get our Tailwinds up. Talonflame, best Tailwind setter in the game. Electro Drift, Talonflame, Talonflame. You did good. Alright. You orbed Miraidon. You could just go hard Flutter Mane. And I think hard Flutter Mane. I think that Moonblast Ice Beam gets the KO into that Miraidon. This so we don't die to knockoff. Obviously you can Protect, but I just think that's good damage no matter what. This Incineroar does start to get a little annoying. We could just throw off a Dark Void because we are, you know, we're faster. We got Tailwind up. I'll throw a Dark Void out. We're down a Mon, but we got all the speed control in the world. They can, you know, try and pivot out, do some parting shots, that kind of thing. But let's see what we got. Let's see if they protect that Miraidon. There's the Protect Miraidon. Alright, this is so we're not throwing all of our eggs into that Miraidon basket. So Moonblast does whiff, obviously. And we are just going to throw off a Dark Void, see if we can get a sleep on this Incineroar. Survey says electric terrain because I was not paying attention. Yeah, I kind of forget about things like terrains. It's fine. So Iron Hands can only fake out one of these guys. Flutter looks specs. I'm gonna Ice Beam this Miraidon. Hey, you know, sometimes first game of the day, sometimes you forget about things like terrain. It happens. We've all been there. Let's protect this Flutter, get some good damage off on this Miraidon, because I'm assuming, yeah, that fake out's going into the Flutter. No, thank you. Big Ice Beam. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. They are big angry at Darkrai, let me tell you. It's okay though, we got them sashes. Alright, Miraidon I kind of don't care about anymore. I do think we can just Moonblast and... what are we going to do? I guess you Ice Beam the Iron Hands? You could Dark Pulse to try and get a flinch, but like this is probably fine. Yeah, Miraidon's going to protect. We are -1, but we do have the big double dip on Terra. So this should still do a decent chunk even to an Assault Vested Iron Hands. Yeah, I would, you know what? I'm going to call that a decent chunk. Flutter's absolutely busted. It looks like we're going after that Miraidon. I'm assuming Ensign comes out. Tailwind's gone, which is sad. But I think in this position, since we do have a Choice Scarf Chi-Yu and a Booster Energy Fluttermane, we do outspeed everything. Now, obviously, we have a hard time kind of doing damage to this Incineroar. And we are -1 on the Flutter, but I think I would like to keep the speed, so I don't want to swap in. I mean, you have a Fake Out Pan, but like, what's the problem with this? You know, we don't even have to predict. Now, the baller play would have been for them to switch out that Miraidon that turn. But obviously you don't want to take that kind of damage on your Cali, which is fair. It's fair. Hey, it's fair. Yeah, Miraidon's trying to get out of there, but we said no. No, you're staying right here, buddy. Alright. I kind of think we just Icy Wind. And I think we throw off a Dark Void. Icy Wind might pick up the KO on Miraidon. It's possible. It is super effective unless you Terra. I could swap out for Chi-Yu, but I'd like to keep that thing healthy. Just to protect. That's fine. This Incineroar, I guess, can Parting Shot out again, but you are risking getting slept by Dark Void. Because, hey, this time there is no terrain. Good night, good fight. That animation's sick. Big sleepy time for Incineroar. Get some chip off. It's nice, right? We just Icy Wind. And again, can't really do a whole lot of damage. Dark Pulse is going to be the most amount of damage. You know what we could do? No, we Icy Wind. And we just Dark Pulse this Incineroar. I could swap into Chi-Yu, but I don't want to risk like an Icy Wind miss into an Electro Drift into Chi-Yu, which may still KO, especially if they crit, or if they try like Draco Meteor or something. I don't trust RNG. Don't trust it. Big Icy Wind. Takes out the Miraidon. Keeps this Incineroar nice and slow. Crit the Miraidon. I don't think it mattered. Maybe it did with the special attack drop. Get a Dark Pulse. You need some chip. Incense still asleep. Taking that bad dreams tormented damage. Rillaboom, no Shadow Rider. Cool. So what that means is Chiyu's coming in. And I'm throwing an Ice Beam into that Rillaboom. Now you can fake out this Darkrai if you want. But at this point, I think I'm fine for the Darkrai to go down. Because I would like my Flutter special attack to be reset. Thank you. That's my plan anyways. Oh, you don't have to waste any kind of protects. Rillaboom's not going to do much to Chiyu. Now obviously if this is Fire Terra Rillaboom, that is a bit of a problem. Big Ice Beam. It's a lot of damage. Any freezers? Nope. Wood Hammer. A lot of damage. You're also going to take a lot of recoil. Alright. So now, obviously, they do have Grassy Glide. It is an option that is available to them. I'm assuming you're going to Fire Terra this Rillaboom. That's why I'm just going to Dark Pulse it. And I'm actually going to protect the Darkrai this turn. Battle's canceled. GG's. Guys, that's a great game. Darkrai put in so much work, even with my misplays. Alright, so disclaimer. I wasn't going to include this battle because they have 3 restricted Pokemon, and I'm trying to play some Reg J, which is only allows 2. But we're going to include this because I'm going to show you just exactly how cracked this team is. As we get into this battle, guys, if you don't know, Advanced GG, use code StandardVR10 at checkout for 10% off any product on their website. Caffeinated, 18 plus. Their hydration line, though, which is non-caffeinated, absolutely amazing. I use it on the daily. So, again, 3 restricteds. And we got this cool Terapagos Darkrai. They lead Cali Miraidon, 2 restricteds off the bat. We go Darkrai Terapagos. And this lead is just goated, right? Like, look how good this is. Because we are Sash Darkrai, so there's nothing they can really do. So, we just Dark Pulse. That's what I'm looking at. Just Dark Pulse to Cali, Terra, get rid of that terrain, get rid of the steroid boost for that Miraidon, and just Terra Starstorm. And this just guarantees a good chunk of damage into everything, and you shouldn't really be able to break anything unless you were to like double the Darkrai with like a Draining Kiss. But like, it's kind of deep. So let's see how they respond. So we see a Terra right off the bat. They said they don't want to deal with this Darkrai. Big Grass Terra. Little do they know we have Ice Beam as well. But I get it. Most Darkrai's aren't really carrying Ice Beam. It's great coverage though. So we got the big Terra Terapagos. Getting rid of that terrain. And they go for the nasty plot. They are not scared at all of this Darkrai, of this Terapagos. I could have just put him to sleep there possibly. But no, we just rip the Dark Pulse, do a good chunk of damage. Dazzling Gleam takes us to Sash. Crit probably wasn't even really needed to take the Sash because Miraidon is busted even without the steroid boost. Big Terra Starstorm. Just take out the Cali. Just get rid of it. Restricted down. We've taken minimal damage on our Terapagos, and our Darkrai still at play. So there is the Koraidon. There is the second Dragon Bike on the field. Obviously, Terapagos, big pinned here. We're just going to try and get a Dark Void off as we swap in the Amoonguss to avoid any kind of close combat collision course shenanigans. Also, something of note, our Darkrai is faster than the Miraidon. Throw off a big Dark Void. Miraidon avoids, but Miraidon gets put to sleep. So big collision course into the Amoonguss. Obviously, Amoonguss lives somewhat comfortably. As we see, it is Orb to Miraidon, which is surprising to not see close combat on that set. I feel like usually Orb runs close combat, but take a little bit of chip damage on that Miraidon. We go ahead and throw off an Ice Beam. And we just Ore the Miraidon. Because at this point I'm thinking, if I lose the Darkrai in this situation, I'm fine. Ursaluna is crazy on this Ice Beam. Look how much damage this does. That's a ridiculous amount of damage from Darkrai. This thing's busted as just like a nuke. Everyone's like, oh, Dark Void, put things to sleep. No, just hit things. Alright, Darkrai's down. Miraidon's taking a big nap. So we're going to come in with this Talonflame. Because I'm thinking I can just start Brave Birding things. I do get myself into a little bit of a pickle here with a little bit of an overreach in sleep turns and such with the Miraidon. But I'm thinking Brave Bird takes out the Ursaluna. But I'm also thinking Brave Bird could take out the Miraidon. But do I want Tailwind for Terapagos in the back? It would actually, that would have been the best mid-ground play, I think, is Tailwind for Terapagos to sweep in the back. But we're just going to Brave Bird to get rid of the Ursaluna because the Ursaluna has spread damage. That's where my brain went. And I'm going to swap in the Terapagos, which is not the safest play in front of a Miraidon. I'm kind of banking on some sleep turns. The big Brave Bird into this Ursaluna. Take the recoil damage. Miraidon's still asleep. So we get lucky on the swap. Miraidon back out. Miraidon's still asleep. So we just go ahead and Brave Bird this Miraidon. Try and get it off the field. So looking at swapping in Amoonguss, and I was like, I'm just going to Terra Star Storm. Throw the Brave Bird off. Lives at 1. Literally 1. And then the Wake Up. And the Drain Punch into Terapagos. And the Terapagos KO. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no, this is not good. The one thing we have going for us is we have the most busted support mons in the game in Talonflame and Amoonguss. And since this is apparently, I'm assuming Adamant and Modest Miraidon and Miraidon, this Talonflame does outspeed both of these even without Tailwind, which is really nice. And it's also really nice that the Miraidon stayed asleep there. So we bring the Amoonguss back out. And we just Brave Bird the Miraidon because we know that it will go down. Should have Rage Powdered here. Wasn't really thinking about terrain. Was just kind of clicking buttons a little bit too fast, you know? You know how you do. So we take the Miraidon down. And the Miraidon luckily stays asleep. So again, massive misplay by me, saved by RNG. But it's Pokemon, right? So now we just Brave Bird this Miraidon, Rage Powder, and see what we can get done. Now Amoonguss is ridiculous. Brave Bird obviously does not do a whole lot into Miraidon, and we're taking recoil damage as we go, but I'm pretty sure that we can 3-shot, and I'm pretty sure we can live 1 Electro Drift with this Amoonguss. And we do. At 10 HP. EVs are busted. With the big Citrus Berry proc. We're guaranteed another Rage Powder, another Brave Bird to take home the win, because this team is absolutely busted in the face of me misplaying and having 3 restricted on the opposing side. Yeah, we're going to take home this win. If you've made it to the end of this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a great day. Peace.